Good morning. Okay, so overnight session open with a big gap down. So we closed up here. We opened at
silver volume
67.80, right down here, right at the 50 moving average. We did move down briefly, and then the dip got bought, and then now we are we got back into this 68.15 high volume node, and now we're testing the higher range of the overnight session. Inventory is 100% short from Friday's close. So, correction of inventory will take us into this range. But look how, a couple of things to note. One is that we are below this single prints from the other day. So remember, we were trading here. We left some single prints. Let me expand this. Right here, we trade here. Moved higher, left single prints, traded above this session. This is the overnight session where we saw the big spike. And then we accepted here. We had 2 days of balance, and now we opened below, and then we're slowly testing this area. We're testing this single prints again, but from the downside, right? So basically, this single prints shows this strong market, and then now we're trading right below it. So I'm watching this area, right? If we trade above the overnight high and then we hold above it, then I'm gonna be looking for a gap fill. The gap fill is at 68.46 and a quarter, and if we accept inside the range, then we are likely to retest this high volume node at 55, and then the previous close, which is up here at 64. And then if buyers continue, of course I still have that target at 69.32, which is a 90-day point of control, so I'm looking for that to eventually be tested. If we fill the gap and then we find sellers right at the gap fill, I'm gonna be looking for shorts into this 68.15 area, or if I see that the session has a strong level, right, meaning that there's a lot of volume traded. Like right now we're seeing this. If you see this 68.24 is getting a lot of volume right now. So whatever that highest volume level is on the way down, I'm gonna be looking for that as the first target. The overnight session also has some single prints right here, so that's the first area where I'm gonna be looking for a reversal, for a bounce. So that is the 6800 area. So if we get here, I'm gonna be looking for longs into the 68.15, and if we lose this and we accept below this high, right, below this spike, then I'll be looking for shorts to retrace this whole distribution back into the 67.70 area. Now this area is where we have the top of this. Well, it's not the top anymore, but it's the top of the single prints that. But we have the overnight low, we have the 50 moving average, we have the weekly pivot. So this is gonna be a strong support with lots of confluence. But if we lose that, then we still have the whole spike, and then we have that scene of the crime, the 67.11, and then again, longer term, looking for this to hold. If it doesn't hold, then moving back into this lower distribution with the target at 66.20. So that's pretty much what's going on right now with ES. This structure on NQ, it's not as closely correlated because we're above the 90-day point of control already on NQ. So if we do fill the gap and if we do get above these highs, we don't have a strong magnet like ES, because the magnet is down here. So it's not correlated right now in that sense, but we still have this 3 days moving higher, then we have this gap, so we have a nice range being established here, and in Q with some support at the 200 moving average down here at 700 to 750 area. But NQ has to hold this 550 area. Otherwise, we're gonna go back to this 200. Crude is it tested that area that I mentioned last week. I think I mentioned it on Thursday or Friday. 105.5 is the area to watch for resistance. If it fails to hold above it, then we might retrace this whole area, but 98 should be the target. And then if it gets above it and holds above 106, 111 area is likely to get retested. Gold still trading inside this session. Remember this session we had a big range here. We just tested below it and then got back to the middle. So still in balance. Same thing with silver, still trading inside the same range. Nothing for me to do right there. All right, we have hold on, my calendar got all messed up. Well, obviously still keep watching the headlines, because it's still a very headline driven market, and watch oil. But tomorrow we have PPI numbers, we have some IMF reports, outlooks, we have jobless claims on the 16th. That's pretty much it for this week. All right, good luck, and remember, volatility is still at 21, so big moves are expected.